production, everybody that comes together to make this show what it is. It's just really exciting for everyone involved.
Well, it's an honor to work alongside you. I was calling some of the action, your fights 8, 10, 12 years ago down at the Washington Avenue Armory, and here we are, our third show together. And
well, that's why it was funny. Yeah, now we're old, absolutely.
Now we're old.
Artie from production is chiming in. That's why I said I'm archaic at this point. I'm thankful to be on this side of the desk.
Yeah, my left knee just flared up in that last fight.
Here we go. We got Erica Valentin from Underdog MMA making her way to the cage. Very calm, composed, excited, happy to be here.
And Erica comes in with a record of 1-2 in Cage Wars, and her opponent, Kaylee Zervos, 0-1. But you throw records out. You throw it out the window.
You know, amateurs is about learning. It's not about acquiring a undefeated record like pro boxing with Mayweather and these other things. It's about learning and becoming a better martial artist for yourself, but also if you want to take that next step and go pro.
And how exciting for these two women here. They're headlining our undercard, packed house here at Rivers Casino in Schenectady, and it's been a very exciting night. We've had a couple of stoppages now back-to-back, and might be able to make it 3 in a row.
I expect a lot of excellent ground technique here. I think the distinguishing factor is going to be who can control the clinch and the stand-up game. We're waiting for Miss Kaylee Zervos to make her way through the back. So, Brian, what is the biggest difference that you've seen from when you did call the fights way back in the day till now? What have you seen as a spectator?
The athletes have just improved dramatically. We had good athletes 10, 12, 13 years ago, but there just weren't a lot of them. There were a lot of men, sometimes some women in there that seemed to be like MMA or hitting the bag. It was like a hobby.
Yeah.
And not that, listen, you know, you're balancing work life and family life and gym life. It's an inordinate amount of commitment that it takes. But when you see these athletes, how well they're trained and how versed they are, it feels like they're spending 40 extra hours a week in the gym than it did about 10 years ago. But I just think the training's gotten better, the nutrition's gotten better, everything about it. The athletes they look tremendous versus what they did a decade ago.
You know, and that's true for the folks at home who might not know or might not have a loved one who competes. The level of sacrifice that these athletes endure and the levels of discipline that they have to be successful is just unparalleled.
It's almost unfair. Like for the amount of fight time that you get, which sometimes is a couple of minutes or perhaps a fight gets called off, the sacrifices that these athletes make just to get in the cage for a couple of minutes, it doesn't seem like it directly correlates, but they do it for the love of combat sports.
We're going to bring it up to Mike Falvo for the official announcements.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the upcoming contest on the card for Cage Wars 53, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. It is in our strawweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. She weighed in yesterday 115 pounds even. Representing Underdog Mixed Martial Arts out of Hartford, Connecticut, Erica Valentin.
Another one with a lot of confidence.
And her opponent across cage, fighting out of the red corner. She also weighed in yesterday 115 pounds. Representing Brian Bury Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu out of Waterfleet, New York, Kelly Zervos. And the man in charge of the action when that door closes, Mr. Laszlo Huve.
Both these young ladies very confident.
I think this is going to be a good one.
You know, and just think about that. Watching the whole fight backstage, watching the card so far, you know that you got to bring the heat right now.
I cannot wait for this. I just think we're going to see a lot of striking and a lot of action.
Kaylee Zervos, a little bit more frenetic in her movement. Erica Valentin, nice and calm, circling, looking to use those kicks.
Well, Erica, definitely calm is a great way to describe it, where Kaylee's, you know, a little bit more bouncy and
and that may just be her style. You know, because a lot of folks will train that way because it allows them to move in different funky ways and angles. But nice job keeping it tight by Erica Valentin with that nice right cross. Using that rear leg. The athletes tonight have done a nice job mixing the hands and the feet together. She's got to be careful coming in naked without a punch, though, there. especially with somebody who is willing to react with speed, as Kaylee Zervos is. Erica doing a nice job conserving her energy.
Yeah, I'll say it. And she's very composed, good ring generalship, and, you know.
Not a lot of wasted movement with her footwork. She's staying in the center of the cage.
And Zervos is turning away and circling.
Looking for that leg, looking for the takedown on the trip. Zervos doing a good job posting. Looking to attack the neck, to move. Good job with Valentin.
Yeah, Valentin appears to be a little bit stronger, but a nice
reversal by
reversal in the
Zervos.
cage. Really good job. Now with 1:22 left to go in this round, it's tough to score, but Zervos can sneak this out in the final minute or so.
This round is up for grabs.
Sure is.
We're just over halfway through. A lot can happen. Valentin looking for that body lock.
Yeah, it looks like Valentin wants to take this down.
Well, if anything, she definitely wants to get her back off the cage, which she's turning. There we go. Look for the legs. See if she can suck them in. Looking to trip that left leg. Callie responds accordingly.
Callie's doing a nice job, too, staying relaxed and also delivering some body strikes of her own.
While grabbing a hold of the neck to make her think a little bit about it.
And a nice takedown by Valentin there.
Into side mount. Oh, Zervos looking to establish guard. Nice job.
Again, no ground and pound, no strikes to the face. Ground and pound would be to stomach midsection.
Again, good job by Valentin with this control, though. Less than 30 seconds to go this first round.
Well, she's got to be careful because she came down with the right hand that was very, very close to the chin. At least that's the way it looked to me. But
she's doing a good job trying to jump over that knee, keep control, deliver some body punishment.
And she's got God's work on the back of her shorts. I don't know if you noticed that.
I just noticed how you said that.
That's an interesting product placement. And more body strikes.
Excellent control by Valentin.
I will say this. I mean, it's 1-0 Valentin, but Zervos probably took her best shot.
Yeah, weathering that storm and being able to, not being too worse for the wear has to give you some level of confidence, but at the same time, you also were stymied for, a majority of that round. So it's going to be how she reacts.
And a nice job by Valentin there to control most of the action. We'll watch and get set for round number 2. This is the first time that we've seen anybody from Brian Bury Jiu-Jitsu even enter a round having not won it.
Yes, and you can see Valentin's coaches talking about mixing up those hands, jab, cross, hook. Brian Bury, Professor Bury, giving his athlete instructions as well as Coach Carroll. Another Cage Wars veteran. Corners are out. Still really anyone's fight. This is a very, very early fight.
Round number 2 of 3. Cage Wars continues here at Rivers Casino in Schenectady.
Bringing it to the center, look for that touch.
Valentin in the blue, Zervos in the red corner.
Now, if you notice, Zervos a little bit smoother this round. Ooh, good job, though, by Valentin putting on the pressure.
I feel like Zervos felt like she needed a round to feel out the opponent and sort of get the timing. I feel like if Zervos can get the timing down, I think she can land some strikes.
Oh, accidental eye poke.
Accidental.
All right, so there's going to be a pause in the action. There was recently a change to the Unified Mixed Martial Arts rules. There used to be a rule where there was no time allotted, and it was recently changed to where the athlete will have 5 minutes, similar to a groin strike.
Which makes sense.
And she's not taking it.
Nope.
She's ready to go.
Valentin says, I'm okay.
Again, respect. She knows it was not intentional. But that being said, I still think she's going to make her pay for it, or try. Oh, nice spinning technique by Kaylee Zervos.
Kaylee Zervos, she looks like she's sort of an engine that just needs to get revved. I feel like she's close. And she moves well. Zervos moves well.
Well, someone watching her throw those spinning techniques, she may have a Taekwondo background, and that would explain a little bit of that hoppiness that we saw in the first round. Nice job reversing that. Getting Valentin against cage, looking to deliver that knee.
I think Zervos has done a nice job here dictating the pace, slowing down her opponent.
Good pressure, though, by Zervos. Good pressure.
I'd like to see her connect with a couple of strikes, though, and she's been unable to do so.
Good job by Valentin to turn that corner. But again, right back to the cage. Oh, nice knee by Valentin.
To the body. Oh, and a nice left there.
Good dirty boxing by Zervos.
And I think that's what she needs to do. Start delivering some kicks. Muck it up a little bit there in the corner.
From the inside.
From the inside.
And you hear the corner saying, go for the body and the head. Body lock, look for that knee. Zervos against the cage. Excellent control. Zervos keeping a good base.
Both combatants right in front of us.
Oh, nice job by Zervos to turn that.
And then following it up with a couple of strikes. It's been a good round so far for Zervos.
It definitely has. It's been a much better round. And as you noted, I think there was that confidence from her gained by, withstanding that first round in that storm. Valentin putting the pressure. You hear the coach saying, we got to get this round, keep the pressure on. Well, there we go. A big takedown. Grab the leg. Can she secure it? Can she establish this for the judges in the final 30 seconds?
And I think that these final 20 seconds right now, this is the difference between an ambiguous round or feeling pretty certain that Valentin is probably up 2-0 at this point.
And nice job, ground and pound of the body.
Pound.
Valentin, beautiful work.
Great
Finish
job.
out this round, and she's listening to her coach. He said, finish strong, put the pressure on.
Great job there by Valentin, and showing such tremendous sportswomanship. She helped her up at the end of the round.
And again, that's the growth of the sport. Back in the day, there used to be grudge matches, and then, there was things that would happen outside in parking lots.
Well, Ronda
15
Rousey
years ago.
Ronda would rip your arm off and then deliver it to you.
But the class of the people in general that are competing, they're really looking at it as a sport, and if it's not just a sport, it's an art to them. They're here, they're taking it serious.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your third and final round.
Well, we're heading into round number 3, and I think it's probably Erica Valentin, more than likely up 2 rounds to nothing. So if you're Kaylee.
Here we go with this replay. Again.
Yep.
Valentin's doing a nice job with that right knee, framing with that right forearm against the throat. Zervos trying to close the distance there.
And it was at this point that we were just complimenting Zervos on getting herself back in the fight, and then a short time later she was taken down. So here we go with our third and final round, and the young lady from Brian Brewery Jiu-Jitsu needs a big third round. She needs a big third round here.
Yeah, she needs a 10-8 round to tie it or a finish of some sort.
Let's see if she can muster it up.
I think Zervos is looking to time those kicks, come in, look for that takedown. But again, we saw that big spinning technique too in the second round, so I wouldn't really count anything out at this point from her.
Well, she anticipated Valentin coming in and tried to meet her with a leg kick, and she just missed.
Nice job looking to suck that leg in, looking to get to the back. But again, either way, whatever she's looking for, she's controlling right now. And that's part of the key when you're trying to establish this third and final round in your favor. Good job by turning. You hear her coach though say, get off the cage. Her corner is not taking anything for granted at this point in the fight. You got to respect that.
Crowd starting to get into it here.
Yeah, again, Zervos, a local athlete, has a lot of fans here. Looking for that trip. Good job defending by Valentin. Oh, nice job. Ken Zervos establishing control.
Well, she's going for it right now. And
she's looking for that neck. But Valentin's doing a good job putting her up against cage. And when you're up against cage trying to execute a guillotine, it's much more challenging as you see her trying to manipulate away from the cage to sink it.
Will, what do you see here?
She's looking for the neck for a guillotine.
Now, with a minute and a half left to go, what needs to happen in order for her to complete this?
Well, she's got to try to sink her into guard and extend her hips and pull.
And it's not going to happen.
No, and really she had an arm under the armpit of Valentin, which makes it even harder to finish.
And a great job by Valentin, too, once again, to escape any kind of harm's way and then ultimately end up in the dominant position.
Coming up on 1 minute to go. And this is that half guard position we spoke to earlier, where a lot of judges or where a lot of coaches will say stay in that half guard position and just deliver ground and pound. But she opts for the mount. She's looking for some sort of a submission. Again, when you're against the cage zone, you're looking for the upper body submissions on the mount. You are limited because there's not as much space.
A desperate Zervos is trying to kick her way out. She's just unable to.
She's looking to use that cage to cage wall
nice.
walk. Looking for that arm bar. Can she sink it in? Oh. Can she finish it? Nope. Good job by Zervos defending. Valentin ends up on top. Side mount position. Final 10 seconds coming up, folks. Third and final round. Beautiful way to finish for Erica Valentin. Looking for that guillotine choke. Baseball bat choke.
Oh, and now Zervos is... this was a nice scrap. This was a good competitive little scrap. But I think Valentin did just enough.
I do as well. I don't know if it will be unanimous in the...
Okay, I was just wondering, there was still some grappling going on.
I don't know if it will be unanimous with the judges, but, I would definitely give it to Erica Valentin.
And I would agree with that. And I think it's unanimous. But I will say this, not to take anything away from Kaylee Zervos, I think there's a lot to work with there.
Yes, agreed.
I really do.
Agreed. And Brian Bury Jiu-Jitsu, the team over there, is going to look at this and learn from it and fill in those gaps.
She looks athletic. She looks like she's in shape. She had good stamina. Some things to work on. She'll be
absolutely.
Back.
She wasn't dominated necessarily.
No.
Mixed martial arts is a physical game of chess. And tonight, Erica Valentin played a better game of chess.
I would agree with that.
I just became a fortune cookie for you, Brian.
Yeah. Without the Chinese food.
Oh, it sounds delicious.
It does.
All right, we're waiting for the official judge's decision to come in. Mike Falvo.
You think 2-1 Valentin or 3-0?
I got it at least 2-1 Valentin.
I just love the positive energy of Zervos. I love it.
Even in defeat, the old saying, you never lose, you learn. And you can tell that if that's the case, this young athlete's going to take that route.
Well, let's see what happens. We will get the final decision now and the decision from Mike Falvo.
And as always, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for these two amazing fighters. And now, after 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard. All 3 judges have scored the fight 30-27 for your winner by way of unanimous decision. Out of the blue corner, E3, Erica Valentin.
Well deserved. And again, great sportsmanship by both of our athletes here tonight.